Welcome to a webinar on QuickBook to Fusion migration. And in this, in day 4, we will discuss on all unit testing from QuickBook to Oracle Fusion, and which we will discuss on data migration testing, functional testing. We will done one functional testing also, and we will also discuss on the performance testing, integration testing, security testing, and user acceptance testing, that is UAT. And let's go to the next slide, that is data migration testing. So data migration testing, transferring data from QuickBook to Oracle Fusion, can be a critical process for any business. To ensure that this process takes place accurately and efficiently, it is essential to thorough and thoroughly and meticulously verify all the critical information, right? So that is essentially thoroughly verify all the critical information that has been successfully migrated. This includes, but not limited to, customer details such as their name, address, email, contact information. It also encompasses the transaction history, which includes invoices, payments, and purchase orders. Additionally, the inventory details such as product name, description, quantities, and price, and other relevant data that might impact the business operation should also be transferred accurately. To ensure that accuracy and completeness of the data transfer process, it recommend that you should conduct a comprehensive end-to-end audit of software workflow. This will help to gain a inside perspective of migration process. You can validate the integrity of a data in the new system by comparing it to the structure and the assets of the legacy system. The accurate testing of a data array for any incompatibilities is also crucial, and eliminating the data duplication can optimize system efficiency. For this reason, the data health examination check are typically carried out by qualified data science engineers who can readily become a part of your data migration team. It is also essential to evaluate the new system performance under stress conditions and assess its ability to handle high volume of data and user demand. This evaluation will help you to identify any potential uses issues that may arise in the future and take corrective measures accordingly. Apart from verifying the accuracy of the data, it is equally important to configure the user access level appropriately. This will guarantee that the right people have access to the right data while maintaining the data confidentiality and integrity. Engaging the business application user, data owner, and the subject matter expert can also help identifying the critical data elements that requires special attention to ensure their accuracy and relevance. In summary, uh, to ensure the successful data transfer from QuickBooks to Oracle Fusion, it is crucial to verify that all critical information has accurately migrated, including customer details, transaction history, inventory details, and other relevant data. Conducting the comprehensive audit of a software workflow, validating the data integrity, eliminating duplication, and optimizing system efficiency, and evaluating the system performance, configuring user access level, and engaging the subject matter experts to identify the critical data element. So that is about the data migration testing. Now we will talk about the functional testing. So as a part of a data migration process of Oracle Fusion, it is important to test all the functionalities to ensure that they are working as expected. This involves creating invoice, generating reports, managing payroll, and all other relevant operations. By thoroughly testing these functionality, any issues or error can be identified and resolved before system goes live. In addition, the testing can help to ensure that the migrated data is accurate and complete, and that all necessary integrations are working properly. Therefore, it is recommended to conduct a comprehensive testing of all the functionalities or in the Oracle Fusion to ensure the smooth transitions and optimal performance of the system. So let's go to the one of the scenario I have. I got a one journal from QB that has to be entered in the Fusion application, right? So let's open that particular journal. So you can see this is the ABC company. It's a journal entry entered and modified today. All the transaction it is showing, and this is the date, and this is the that is on entered on 7 March 24, and that it's containing the transaction, that is transaction number 9, and with the type as a general uh, journals. Date it is providing, and it's the number, it's providing the number, right? So that is a journal number, and out here there is something called memo, right? So that is memo, or say they got a something called memo, or say description details you can provide, right? So line details they are providing. So that is a rent for the month of Feb, that is the expenditure, and their account code and the description of that particular account, and the debit amount is there. Similarly, the cash paid to that party, that is electronic solution, and they provided this code and say that is their cash in hand, right? So that is credit entry, that is 5000 is credited, one of the expenses is debited and cash is credited. So similar entry we will enter in our Fusion application to test that. So let's go into the application now. So I am already logged in with the GL user 1, and he got the access or rules that is related to general uh, general accounting manager as well as the general accountant, right? So that, and have a data access of, if you go to this period closure, so you can see that it got a access of data access of ABC company US, right? So let's go and enter the journal first. So go to the journal, from the task panel create journal. So that is the one. First is the badge, right? So we had to provide the badge as a transaction number. We will capture it as a badge, right? So that is transaction 09, and you can see the accounting period is my March. That is a March open period is there, and the balance is my actual. Let me provide the batch description out here. So say rent February 24, right? So that is February 24, and the source is my manual one. And let's go to the journal. This is batch, this is header, right? So this is header. So we will capture this particular number out here in the journal number, right? So that is the number. So that's we are providing the description. I am providing at the journal header level, right? So journal header level. So that is rent. Let me drag a little bit. Electronic solution, right? And out here the my ledger is there, and the accounting date, right? So that accounting date is 7/3/24. You can see out here the 7/3, that is the entry date is 7th of March, right? So that is 7th of March. Let me change this one to 7th of March, and the category I am providing as a manual, right? I am providing the category as manual, and you can capture the additional details, that is through reference, right? You can provide reference details. So reference details, say that kind of a reference detail, that is the transaction number additional, that is 9. I am providing this additional detail, you can capture it out here. So that is 7 out here, and the reference date, that is reference date is, this is the date, right? So that is the reference date, and this is the company detail. So this is ABC INC Miami, right? So that is my company. And out here let's go to this account detail. So that is account is my rent should be debited and the cash should be credited, right? So let's go provide that. So my company 101, and for the reporting purpose these are my segments, right? So according to the segment reporting, I created these segments. Two things are required, that is company and accounts are required, apart from other things are reporting purpose. So client has got a lot of reports relevant to the cost center, related to their services, related to their line of business, and so on. They want their reports. They also want to have a intercompany, as they have expand their business to India also. So that's why they want to migrate to Fusion, right? So let's provide that. So this is my rent account, right? So that is my rent account. So out here the rent account is 52231, and out here you can see the rent account is 410002, right? So that is, it has been mapped, right? So that mapping has been done in the session. On the day session we have seen the how to do the mapping, right? So that mapping has been done. So let's the service be 00, let's the line of business is 0, so as the resource, so as the intercompany, and the future, right? So any future, say any expansion will be done, or any additional features they want in the reporting, then we can use this one as a future one also. So okay, and the debit amount, that is debit amount is $5,000. So let's provide that $5,000, and I will capture the memo details in the line level, right? So capture this particular memo out here. Let us provide the cash also. So that is 101, and the cost center, and the account related to cash, that is my cash 11015, right? Select that. This is cash in hand, right? Out here you can see cash in hand, right? This has been mapped with this account, right? So that account has been mapped, and go to the service, go to the line of business, other things I am providing as a none, and the future, right? So future, say okay, and let's say $5,000, and out here I will select the memo details, that is description in the line level, right? To capture the description in the line level. So this entry we have done in the Fusion application to test that whether it will enter in the same manner or not, right? So that is, save this, complete this, and post this. So one process has been triggered. Let me go and check it down in the schedule process. Let me cancel. If I go to the from the navigator under the tools, if I go to the schedule process, let me search out here, it has been successful, right? If I see this has been successful, let's go and verify the journal. Let's go and verify the journal first. Go to the manage journals, let me search. So this is the journal and this is the batch, right? So we have entered that and it get posted, right? You can see this has been posted. And let me go and view in the trial, right? So let's go and view in the trial. So let's, if I go to the general accounting dashboard, there are various ways to view the reports. So if I go to the inquire at detail balances out here, so data access is my ABC company US, right? So you can see these are the my account monitor you can provide, right? So that kind of account monitor you can create. So inquire detail balances, or you can go to the inquire analysis balances, right? Inquire analyze balance, right? So let's go and provide the period, that is my March period. Let me search with the March 24. This is the period. To accounting period is the same. Search it down. Select say OK, and the company, right? So that company, and the scenario is actual, the currency is my USD, and the transaction type is total, right? And the company, right? So select that company 101. So cost center, I am selecting 00 as the none, and the account, right? I am selecting all values, right? And there is a debit and credit, right? So select that 00. Other things are 00, right? I am selecting the other things as 00. Resources as my 00, and this is my intercompany and the future one. search it down, so you can see this entry has been reflected in my reports, that is inquire on detailed balances, right? So this is account balances, that is PTD balance it is showing, right? So its PTD balance is showing. So let's go and view this particular one entry in the trial also. If we go to the navigator and from the schedule process, schedule new process, go to trial, search with the trial. So trial balance, general trial balance is there, trial balance extraction report. There are 4 reports you can get, that is average balance trial report, that is the list account balances including the end balance plus period, quarter, year average or to date balances. You got a general ledger trial balance report which provides you the list of details of summarized actual account balances and activity in the ledger balancing segment and the accounting segment reporting to print the value, right? So that is kind of thing. And then you got a trial extraction, that is extraction information related to the period debit and credit, beginning and ending of the balances are summarized by natural account. You got a one trial balance report with a debit period and credit period and beginning and ending accounting balances and summarized by natural account and account combination on natural. Let's go with the report, right? So let's select that, say OK. So this is my data access and this is my ledger, right? So this is my ledger, or say ledger set. You can create multiple ledgers, you can create a ledger set also. So that currency is my USD and the currency type is total and the balance is actual and the accounting period is my March and the accounting type is PTD, right? So that is PTD balance and segment, right? So if you want any filter by balancing segment, so you can add the balancing segment, that is 101, say OK, and summarized by the natural account with the addition or say account, right? So that kind of summarized you can get. So let's take a view with the natural account, right? Submit that. The one process get triggered. Let's refresh that. We entered a one entry, right? Let us view this particular through trial. Refresh that. So you got a report out here. So there is something called output out here. You can go and republish, or you can view in a PDF, data, HTML, RTF format, and you can view in the PowerPoint also. On the you can in the Excel or CSV, right? So the various way of modes you can view. You can export that, right? So let's go with the HTML one. So you can see out here, this is the account and this is the description, and you can see the debit and credit, right? So that is beginning balance is 0, there is a debit and credit entry, so that is cash account is credited and the rent to building account is debited. So ending balance is coming out here, right? So that is for this company with the summarized by the natural account, and my accounting period is my March period, and ledger or say ledger set is my ABC company, right? So that is out here. So you can see, so this is the entry coming out here. So if you want to view the journal printout, so if I go to this journal, so manage journals, Let me search out here, select this, right? So that kind of a journal you can create, right? So that is the journal creation in the book, right? So the details you can do, so these are the details, so you can see the posting and the sources manual, right? So that kind of a testing we had to do, whether we can enter the journals in the journal work area, whether the user able to enter the journals either through manual, different combinations you had to take, whether you are using the, say that is a simple combination we had taken, that is null value, other values we had to test and check that whether the entry are posting to the your whether it is reflecting, it is get posted and it is reflected in the trial also, right? So that is the thing, that kind of a testing you had to do, right? So moving to the next, that is integration that is performance testing, right? So performance testing, it is requested to assess the performance of the Oracle Fusion after migration of a data from QuickBooks. The objective is to ensure that the system can handle the same level of workload as it did before the migration. The assessment should be thoroughly examine the performance and identify any discrepancies. If any, it is important to ensure that migrated data is accurately integrated into new system and there is no performance issue that may affect the productivity of the user. In the world of enterprise application, the performance is everything. A single performance issue can lead to frustration, decrease usage and even user attrition. Unfortunately, there are numerous potential issues that can affect the application performance, making it difficult to developer and the IT team to keep it up. The most important common performance issue is slow response time. When an application takes too long to respond, the user can become frustrated and abandon the application altogether. This can cause by a variety of factors including inefficient code, poorly optimized database and network issues. Another common issue is high memory utilization. Applications that aren't designed to use memory efficiently can consume excessive system resource, leading to slow performance and even system instability. Inefficient queries, lack of indexing, poor database structure can also significantly slow down the an application and make it difficult for a user to get the information they need. If the application isn't designed to handle the multiple simultaneous user to operate, it becomes a overload and slow down significantly. Lack of scalability is another issue that can cause performance problem over the time. If any application isn't designed to handle the increased load as user base grow, it can lead to significant performance problem. Optimizing the user interface, that is UI, is also a critical to ensure the optimal application performance. Heavy or unoptimized UI can lead to slower and rendering the time negatively impacting the user experience. Several overload the server overload is another common issue that can cause performance problem. If the server is unable to handle the load, the the performance will degrade, leading to poor user experience. This can happen if there is an inadequate server capacity or application needs to be designed to distribute the load effectively. To ensure that application is ready for a real world deployment, it is necessary to conduct performance testing. Performance testing allows developer to simulate different scenarios and understand how the system perform under varying level of load and stress. This help identify and rectify any issues that could negatively impact the user experience. Validating the system reliability, optimize system resources, identify bottleneck, prevent revenue loss, and prevent future performance issues. In essence, the performance testing is necessary to ensure that application function optimally and provide the best user experience possible. By catching potential issues earlier in the development process, developer can save time, money, and resource in troubleshooting and fixing the issues after the release. So this is all about the performance testing. Let's go to the integration testing. So integration testing, it is important to ensure that the different system or module used by your business can efficiently integrate with Oracle Fusion. This process is known as integration testing, which involves assessing the multiple software component collectively to confirm that the function properly and meet the expected when combined. The main objective of integration testing is to identify and resolve the issues that may arise from the interaction between the different modules. So ensuring that the system operate optimally as a whole. This comprehensive testing approach helps to ensure that all the modules work together seamlessly and met the expected standard. It improves the overall testing coverage of a application, as integration testing are performed at the high level than unit testing. The integration testing also provides the groundwork for high level testing, including end-to-end testing, which can help reduce the risk of integration failures. Moreover, it increases the confidence in the system overall functionality. The integration testing is particularly crucial for large software systems where the individual modules may work independently but fails to perform effectively when integrated with other. This test process is conducted during the development phase of the software development lifecycle, that is SDLC. Soon after components are integrated. By doing so, it is help identify and resolve the issue that may rise during the integration process. The integration testing is also performed after changes are made to the application. This is to ensure the seamless integration of new and existing components, which can help improve the overall performance of the system. Therefore, integration testing is an essential part of an SDLC that helps to ensure the smooth functioning of the complex software system. Now moving to the security testing. in order to ensure that security of a data being transferred from QuickBook Desktop to Oracle Fusion, or say QB to Oracle Fusion. It is essential to verify that all data are stored and transferred securely. Appropriate application security measure must be implemented at the application level to prevent any data theft or hijacking. This includes identifying and mitigating all the potential risk during the software development life cycle, as well as continue to monitor the application security after the application is deployed to improve the protection provided to the existing applications. It is important to perform comprehensive security testing, including both hardware and software based procedures to identify and reduce vulnerabilities. With the increased availability of different network and cloud-based platforms, the security threats are also on the rise. The application security testing reveals the weakness where the attacks can be prevented without incurring much cost. When it comes to developing an application, it is crucial that any third-party code is subjected to automated security testing. Components offered by the external vendor cannot always be entirely trusted as much as open source, and the developer of an isolated code doesn't necessarily pay as much attention to the industry standards or the security guidelines. Therefore, scan these codes almost always reveals some issues then that need to be patched. So security testing secure the data storage and transfer the essentials between the QuickBooks Desktop Pro and the Fusion application, or say desktop QuickBook to Oracle Fusion. Application security must be implemented to prevent data theft or hijacking. The security testing is necessary to identify, reduce the vulnerability. Right, so that is about the security testing. Now let's move to the user acceptance test, that is UAT. That is, it is important to have an end user testing the system to ensure that it meets their need and expectation when it comes to data migration from QB to Oracle Fusion, while developers and the functional testers are the technical peoples who validate the software against the functional specifications. They may interpret the requirement according to their knowledge, and developers and testers the software accordingly. This means that while the software may be complete according to the functional specification, there could be some business requirement and processes that are known only to the end user that have been either missed or communicated or misinterpreted. Therefore, this testing plays an important role in the validating if all the business requirements are fulfilled or on or not before releasing the software to the market, or say in use to the business end user. The user of a live data and real use case makes the testing an important part of a release cycle. Any business that suffers big loss due to post-release issue knows the importance of the successful user acceptance test, which is type of a testing that ensures that the system meets the requirement of an end user. The cost of fixing the defect after the release is many times greater than the fixing it before, which is why the user acceptance test, that is UAT, is an important step in the development process. By involving the end user in the testing process, the business can ensure that the software meets the need and the expectation of their customers and avoid potential use that could lead to significant financial loss and say damages to the reputations, right? So that kind of losses might be occur, right? So that is, end user should test the system of a data migration to the Oracle Fusion to ensure it meets the need, right? So that is, end need should be meet out, and they should check it out with the validate, and then they should validate that. Otherwise they will suffer any post live activity, and when you find that, so that will be a big issue in the application, right? So that kind of end user will face that kind of a issue, and then your reputation also goes down with that. So that is a very important part. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining this webinar. In upcoming session we will cover the topic, that is UAT with go and no go meeting, right? So thank you again.